Megaliths are one of the most explosive dirt cheap decks you can possibly buy with your money. Just as effective as this Ultra Pro deck box. I bought like for $3 for many years now. I have this effective. Links in the description. You guys can give it a try. We are gonna start this profile with the best card in the entire deck. You are gonna be a fool if you don't play this card. Fool. The fool. Yeah, it's a fool. Shout out to my boy Enib. Yeah, the guy always has the most fool-hearted fool puns. I know I'm gonna see him in the comment section. Yeah, this card essentially ritual summons from the deck. Yeah, I know. You ain't deaf. You heard me. Ritual summons from the deck. Crazy. Has two effects. One effect, when it ritual summon, it retrieves one of your ritual monsters. Any ritual monsters, return it to your hand and copies it level. This card, once this card got released, this deck went from 5 to 100. Yeah, I know. Skip a couple of numbers. It's just crazy, yo. There's so much interaction with this card. Most combos, most interruptions delve around this bad boy. Around this bad boy right here. Right. Next, we are playing one copy of Ochi. Weird pronunciation. I don't know. I'm not saying godmother. Normally, godmother and godfathers they do play some part in name of a child, I think, right? Right. This card is not the most popular, but does have some really good interactions. The first effect, it allows you to draw a card and this kind of card. So in some essence, you can fix up your hand a little, you know, drop some card. The second effect now is a quick effect similar to Fool, where you can use itself as a ritual card. And this is one of the most effective things about the Megalith archetype, where you can use the monsters as ritual spell cards, which is crazy. But we are going to dive a little more on this. But this card does have some really good interactions. Definitely. It's a must-add one. It's a must-add one. Trust me. Next, we are playing one copy of Ophiel. Ophiel is actually the searcher of the deck in terms of monsters upon being ritual summoned. And these effects, guys, are not once per turn. These search effects are not once per turn. So when Ophiel is ritual summoned, it allows you now to ritual summon. Sorry, it allows you now to search one of your Megalith monsters. The second effect also, like all the Megalith monsters, you can use them as a ritual monster, and these are on the field to ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand. But the difference with Uch is that this is a quick effect. With Ophiel and Hagif, which we are going to come to next, they can activate this effect, but it's not a quick effect. This is what makes this card so effective. And this card, ritual summon any ritual monster from your hand. It's crazy. Now, what are my favorite? And I always say that all Megalith cards are my favorite. Every single one of them. Hagif, our boy Hagif. Hagif is your spell and trap searcher. This is what, man, this makes so many plays. It is crazy. This you have to be rocking this guy. This guy is the shiznit, man, crazy. Next, we are playing two. Oh my god, this is what causes the headache. This Before. Once ritual summon, Before is gonna destroy a card on the field for every ritual name in the graveyard. I mean, there are times Before can destroy up to 6 cards on the field, because the ritual monster does necessarily have to be a Megalith monster. Once it's a ritual monster, we are popping. And man, one of the combos you are gonna see the most is always your Fool. That's what I tell you, man. This guy is no fool. Don't mind the name. This guy is no fool. Fool into Before. Oh man, it just breaks back, man. Breaks so much back. It's just crazy. Right. Next, we are playing, and this also, I got one of the spicy effects. Like I said earlier, all the ritual monsters do have the effect of using themselves as a ritual spells. So even if your opponent has anti-spell or maybe a magic and trap card negation, it wouldn't really hurt this deck, because this deck, they're gonna use their names, pitch themselves, the folders, and to ritual summon the monsters. So man, you can open a hand like with just ritual monsters alone, and you can still go a full combo. This is just show you how crazy this deck is. How crazy this deck is, guys. And next, there's 3 copies of Aratron. Now, why I like this card? This card is not one of the most popular Megalith, but what I love about this card, just like Uch, it's a quick effect that allows you to ritual summon from your decks, from your hand, my apologies. And what's great about this, during your opponent's turn, even if you are going second, even if you are going second and your opponent is playing, you can still interact with your opponent by activating this card. Let's say you have full this card and any other monster in your hand. You can two-pop your opponent. You can activate this effect, use this as a follow special summon full. Full returns this card back into your hand. Now full becomes a level 8. Full tributes itself to special summon Before from the deck. This counts as 2 different ritual monsters from in the graveyard and Before pops 2 cards. All this during your turn. All this during your turn. Man, this card is just so great. So I'm playing at free because I want to say this is one of the cards you want to use the ritual summon effect. The most, especially being it's a quick play. And some great interaction is when you are playing your monsters, you summon a monster, you get an effect, you special summon a hard give, or your Manju of 10,000 hand, and your opponent plays effect Villa or Impum, you can just activate the effect, tribute the monster, which is being Impum or effect Villa, and then special summon, ritual summon one of your rituals from your hand. Sheesh, just crazy. And the other effect which you really see is it on-field effect. If a card is being targeted, it negates and destroys the monster that's targeting whatever card. The last ritual monster I play as it pertains to the Megalith is Flag. And this is another one that doesn't get much love, doesn't get much love. But this is the one that gives you the big balls. I mean, back in the day, this is the card that always helped me to destroy Dragoon, beat over Dragoon, because this card allows it, gives your monsters 300 attack and defense boosts, all monsters, for the amount of ritual cards in the graveyard. This one, unlike before, doesn't specify names. It's the amount of ritual cards you have in the grave. Imagine you play Appaloosa. If you happen to have an Appaloosa, this card can increase Appaloosa attack, so it can have additional negate or 2 negates additional to what it has because of the attack boost. Man, the attack are crazy with this card. Attacks are crazy with this card. Oh my goodness. Here's one of my, like I said, guys, I said it. I will keep saying my favorite Megalith card, and this one, just like Fool, it ritual summons from the deck. Guys, you know what ritual summoning from the deck means. There's special summoning from the deck, but there's ritual summoning from the deck. The deck. Quick play ritual card. Oh my, I love when my opponent imperms or effect villas my monster. I'm just gonna activate this card and ritual summon one of my rituals from the deck, which is crazily good. Once you open this card, you're smiling because like, psh, bro, we good, bro. The next copy I'm playing is the fill spell, the Megalith Portal, man. And if you've been following my Megalith combos, I always say this, man. You always want to end every Megalith combo. I think I've said this in every Megalith deck profile, right? You always want to end on these 2 cards. Now, what I love about this card, and most time your opponent always will either forget or not read this effect. One of the effects allows any ritual card to survive a battle at least once. And man, there are times the opponent want to get rid of one of your ritual cards, but they have to destroy it twice. And what's great about the Megalith cards, if you saw, all of them have a high defense, 2500, 2600, high defense. So your opponent has to actually attack it twice. The other good effect about this is whenever a Megalith ritual card is special summon, ritual summon, or special summon actually, it returns one of your ritual cards, any ritual card, from your graveyard to your hand. So this is another way you can keep adding resources to your hand from the deck, and depends on whatever actually we mix with this, which we can see later what we're mixing with this, how much it just provides value to the deck. Next is the Emergence. This is the trap card the deck has, which is a Call of the Hunted. Special summon your ritual monsters from your graveyard to the field. Most of the time, if you are going to bring Fool with this card, Fool can still activate the effect. Once it was summoned properly, return it to the field, and boom. So the very good combo with this, which I really love to do, and which is the reason why I always advise that you try to end all your combos in this, is during your opponent turn, this card you're gonna special summon full. Upon being special summoned, a ritual monster was special summoned to the field. This is going to return one of your ritual cards to your hand. This automatically gives you a folder for full, and how you have a full on the field. And what's also good is, in the event your opponent did out your border, you can just return this, activate this, return to the field, entire combo. Now, the other aspect of this, some may not like it, but you have to think, you have to see it as it is. The monster special summon by this, when it's removed from the field, it returns to the deck, which is typically a good thing, because it's one way of returning your monsters to the deck. As you can see, the deck special summons from the deck itself. The ritual monsters and spell cards return special summon from the deck. You want to have your monsters, and this is one way you are always going to have resources, always, because you are now recycling your monsters to the grave, to the deck, so you can utilize them later. Which meant these two cards, so good, trust me. The grind game, the grind game in this deck is ridiculous. So this there is our Megalith package. So what we've included in our Megalith package to make the deck even better, quicker, more consistent, we have included the incantation cards. One, we are starting with one candle. Yeah, we are playing one candle. You typically do not want to see this card, because this card needs you to reveal a ritual spell, which we don't play many of. We play more of the ritual monsters, so you can special summon another incarnation card from the deck. We are playing one of these cards. You typically do not want to see it, but it's a must, man, because this is what gets you into your ritual spell cards. We are playing 4, which are really good, but you don't want to see this card, so we're playing at 1. The pencil plume, we are playing also 1 copy of pencil plume. Why I don't like this card, it's somewhat hard to remove off the field, being it's a level 3. You can only special summon, ritual summon only 1 card using this, utilizing this card, which is your fool. So for this reason, I do not like it, but one of the easiest way to remove it off the field is actually using the incantation spell card itself, ritual card itself. So, but it's a must, because it utilizes a monster, and we are playing so many ritual monsters, about 15, 16 along the line. Right, next one is the Talis Mantra. This is the one you want to see. You can even bump this up to 3, because seeing this is your hand with a slew of ritual cards, like, you cannot go wrong. This card gets you into this card, which gets you into the ritual spell for the incantation, and man, you can just go off crazy. Now, most will see what's great about these cards in actually the Megalith package, Megalith deck, is the fact that even if this locks you out of your extra deck, man, Megalith can easily remove these cards, because with full effect, you can tribute these cards to ritual summon from the deck, which clearly gets rid of these cards after they have utilized the effect, and now that opens you up to your extra deck. Most other ritual cards do not have that advantage, so they are locked. But Megalith, yeah, clearly they don't have that problem, which is just crazy. You know, I'm playing 3 copies of the Childish Slime, man. This card is so good. The entire incantation just was the support rituals needed, and man, and Megalith, I believe, takes the most advantage from the archetype itself. It's just crazy. Upon discarding a card, or even this card itself, you can special summon one of your incantation cards, and all of these cards, once are special summoned, they do have an effect, which is just so good for the deck. But one of the cards you want to pitch with this card would be the Inception, which is the ritual spell. And man, this is a crazy, this ends on our main crazy combos, having this most full combos. This, and just with the deck has so many ways of doing full combos. It's just crazy. Come on, guys, $20 doing this. Oh my goodness. All right, we've added Manju, free Manju of 10,000, and Manju allows you to add a ritual spell card or a ritual monster to your hand. Yeah, there's no way you're playing this card. And what I love about this card also, it works so good with your, okay, my favorite guy, Unform. You know, you summon this search, they go effect Villa or Impum, you just gonna just Unform, tribute this, special summon full from the deck, still get your search, still get full effect. Oh man, It's just crazy, yo. It's just crazy. Oh, just as crazy as these flexi sleeves. Oh, big shout out to Your Playmat, man. Your Playmat. If you are interested in your own custom design sleeve, you can just check the link in the description where you guys can get a 10% discount from Your Playmat using my code YBD10YP, and you guys are gonna get that spicy discount from yourplaymat.com. Let's move on. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Preparation of Right. Oh, man, I like, as you can see, the consistency of this deck is just straight up crazy. This card allows you to add a 1 level 7 or lower ritual monster to your deck. Most of your monsters are within that level range. Especially, it allows you such, your Chalice Slime, and your Chalice Slime gives you such, the deck such as, that such as, that should say something, right? Anything that such as, yeah, it's a lot of searching. It just shows the consistency. Now, if you do have a ritual spell card in the deck when you activate this card, you can return it to your hand. So this is a big +1, man, and that +1 goes so far to get you so much more plus. Oh man, this card is so great. One of the ritual cards we play in the deck is Advanced Ritual Art, the Naruto card. I always call it the Naruto card. The card allows you to use folders from the deck. You send a normal monster to from the deck to the graveyard. You ritual summon one of your monsters. Most of your monsters are level 4, and the level 4s gain you so much advantage. Ah, man, it's just crazy. And I'm gonna show you a little why I'm utilizing the normal monsters. I just love this card. Speaking about normal monsters, here are our 2 normal monsters. We are playing the Megal Smasher X, a water type, and we are playing the Magic Blast. Yes, I'm playing the Magic package. Also, it gives you a little more. Being the deck is at $20, I do want to have some access to Magic and Trap negation, so I've slapped in the Magic package in there, which really helps with that aspect of the deck, or that aspect of interaction. So these are our 2 normal monsters. Don't want to play so many normal monsters, just enough. So you know, we don't want to see them in our hands. We really don't want to see them in hands. I have added the Magic Blaster to the deck. This is a searcher. This can either search through your Magic and Trap negation, or it can search through your Mactil, which is a really good combo. Now this also has a really nice effect. Most persons are not even aware of it. During the battle, if this card battles a monster and the monsters are the same attribute as a Magic or a normal monster in the graveyard, so let's say this is in the graveyard and the opponent attacks you with a dark type, you can return cards into below your deck, draw these cards based on the amount of cards you return to your deck, and the opponent monster effect is negated. It actually negates the opponent monster even before you draw, which is super cool interaction, I will say. Yeah, and it's a tuner. Yeah, a tuner ritual card. It's a tuner. That's a searcher. Oh my goodness. So one of the cards you can actually search with this card is actually a Macfill. With this card, and this is why I love the normal monsters in the deck. If there's a normal monster in the graveyard and you have a Magic monster, ritual monster, or Magic monster on the field, you can actually activate this effect. It gives you actually an extra normal summon. So you can use this effect and extra normal summon using that effect. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one of your normal monsters from the graveyard. And this card is a tuner. Yes, you get it, guys. You get it. You go into a synchro play. In synchro play. Now, this is the last Magic card we play, Unlock, which is a counter trap. It negates Magic and Trap cards, which is so good against Dark Roll and more Droplet and those kind of cards. And also, you know, so the deck now has a way of multiple pops with the Megalith Before combo, and now you do have access to Magic and Trap negation. Oh man, why not? Why not? Now, the last monster I play in the deck, which is one of your win condition, right? Being the deck is about $20 price range. There's not much you have in the extra deck. You know, there's no Appaloosa, there's no of these super strong monsters. So you're utilizing the Before pop combo with the Fool and the Armor for Edge pin. Armor Factor pin, sorry. Right? This card, once ritual summon, it does not even start a chain. Once it is ritual summon, your opponent has to skip the main phase. Your opponent going to draw phase, standby phase, and they can either go into battle phase, because they have no main phase, or going main phase 2. Or end it, sorry. So most times your opponent will go in battle phase to go in the main phase 2 after. And then the other spicy effect of this card is the fact that it negates the effect of fusion, XYZs, and synchro. So if your opponent is not playing pendulums or links, yeah, they're gonna have some really problem with this card, which is so good. The big 2950, so good. The opponent needs to out this card so much. Now, one of the nice interactions I love, and this was with the Orch, sometimes your opponent would out this, but what you do, you'd bring, if Orch is on the field, or you can always use your Megalith Emergence to special summon Orch. If the field card is on, if Portal is on the field, Portal will return this card to your hand, right? Then you can activate this quick effect to bring this card back on the field. Oh my goodness, the opponent is in a world of pain. Man, pain is, yeah, we're gonna put, this card is so good, man. This card is so good. Now, for the extra deck. The extra deck is, man, we play a few cards in the extra deck, not the most, because $20 budget is very limited, which is all fine, because one, this is a ritual deck. Even if we are to be locked out of the extra deck, doesn't matter. Scythe lock doesn't do this deck anything, doesn't really matter. But if we do have access to the extra deck, here is one of the most effective monsters, the Nephis, the Sacred Flame. Oh, man, this card is unbeatable. If you use free of your ritual monsters to special summon this, which is so easy in this deck is like a 4/8 Dragon. It cannot be targeted, it cannot be destroyed by effect, and 2, it has 4/8 attack. 4/8 attack. Cannot be destroyed by battle, cannot be destroyed by card effect, cannot be targeted. Man, most times you can just sit down on this and you're just gonna destroy your opponent, and there's not much they can do about this. This adding upon some of the other interaction the deck has is just crazy. So you can play Cross Ship. You know, Cross Ship does have some nice interaction with rituals where you can draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards based on if a ritual is ritual summon or special summon within it link arrows. So it's a good card here. We are playing a small package of the unicorns. These are some of the cheapest unicorn cards. The Nightmare, sorry, I mean Phoenix and Unicorn. They're nice. Now, one of the magic key cards, which allows you to search for one of your normal monsters, and also has a very nice effect which most persons are not aware of. If this card happens to be battling and the opponent has a monster with the attribute of a magic key monster in the graveyard or normal monster, it's just sent to the graveyard. It's sent to the graveyard, which is so good. This is one way of getting some pesky monsters. Does not target and does not destroy. One of the peskier ways of getting monsters off your field. There are some pesky cards. We are playing the Daigusto Emerald. It's just a way to just get some of your cards back, especially your normal monsters. If they were to be sent to the graveyard early, you can return them back to the deck so you can activate your advanced ritual art later on, or you can special summon one of your normal monsters from the graveyard, which is all fine. Now, here are the spicy cards. Now, the Megalo Smasher, which is the water monster, this is the reason I'm playing it, because Adamantia Risen Drag Knight. Oh man, I love this card. This guy is a rock water type, which allows you to have a magic trap negation. So this is one of the other aspects, and being that we can now go into synchro play, gives you a magic trap negation. Now, the second aspect of this guy, which is so good, is the fact that, and most persons overlook that, it has the effect where it allows you to excavate 5 of your cards from the top of your deck. And if you were to excavate any rock monsters, you can return cards. This does not target. Return cards on the field to the deck based on the number of excavated rock deck. Guys, Megalith is a rock deck. Megalith is a rock deck. So there is a chance that you can excavate 5 cards to your opponent deck. Oh man, this is so good. Magic trap negation and also field clearance. Man, this card is so good. The last card we are playing is the Magic Key Fiend. This is actually one of the synchros with the Magic Key. This also gives you access to search your magic and trap negation, the counter trap card for Magic Keys. So it's like a big plus. You get to summon this search for counter, and this now has 2 effects. This guy, 1, can attack twice during the battle phase. 2, well, actually 3 effects. The search can attack twice, and the third effect is if your opponent were to summon or special summon a monster, you can destroy that monster if, or monsters, if the attribute is similar to any. Most of the other magic key cards saying a magic key card or normal monster. This any monster in the graveyard. If you have Earth, Dark, Light, Wind, if your opponent were to summon one of these monsters or monsters simultaneously, you can just destroy them. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you want to see this deck in action, check out this video where I destroyed a 600 to 700 deck.